sure many of us, as children or even young adults, we're led to believe that we're invincible. I really hate to break it to you, but we really aren't. Now, I know many of us can hardly remember what we did yesterday, let alone our childhood when we were little. That is, unless you were like me and practically almost split your forehead wide open. It was a summer afternoon in Lebanon. This was overseas. I was 4 years old, and up a hill, right where our building is, right up the hill, there's this abandoned building. And me and my brothers and my cousins, what we would do is we would go there as little kids and we'd play rock wars and just, throw rocks at each other. And there was this really good hiding spot that everyone always wanted. So me and my brother used to always fight to get that spot. Now, my cousins actually made it to that spot first, and me and my brother were really upset. But they gave us no chance to look for another spot to hide before we started the rock game. So they started counting down really quickly, 10, 9, 8. And me and my brother, frustrated, trying to, hey, start the timer again. We need a spot to look so we can hide. And they wouldn't. And as the time was going down, out of frustration, I turned. And then there's this sharp wall. And I hit my forehead right here, right on that sharp wall. And I fell to the floor. And then I got back up. And when I got up, as a little kid, you got hit, but I wasn't really feeling any pain. There was so much adrenaline running through me. And I walked up to my cousin and I said, "Look, is there anything there? Because I didn't know what happened. I knew I collapsed, but when I got back up, I walked up to him and I told him, is there something wrong?" And he gave me this look, like this weird look, and he was frightened. And then he looked right in my eyes and he said, "Run." Now, I didn't feel any pain, but the fear in his eyes made me scared. So I began running down the hill, just crying, not because of the pain, but the fear that he had in his eyes that I'm actually hurt. Running down the hill to my father and screaming and screaming. And when they saw me, the fear got into their eyes, which made me even more scared that something serious was going on. So we get in the car, and my father takes me to the hospital. And this is an overseas hospital, so you can only imagine the waiting. There's no emergencies like you would have it over here. We get to the hospital, and they stitch me up. And I was never ever allowed to even leave the house for the next 2 to 3 months. Basically, from this experience that I went through, as unfortunate as it was, I learned two things. That one, I'm not the Hulk and I'm not invincible. And two, that I can actually get hurt. Thank you guys.